Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a very, very serious show. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Again, we're trying to hit our goal of hitting 200,000 subs by the end of the month. We appreciate it if you guys supported us. Anyway, get into this topic. Now, I'm just going to be fair and give credit where credit is due. This video was inspired by a show I just watched from Scap Attack. He was the one that produced the show. I watched it. I listened to it in its entirety, and it really kind of prompted me to think and say, oh, okay, maybe this would be something interesting to discuss. His overall message in the show that he produced was basically the lack of coverage or the negative coverage that Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets had been receiving. And then I started to think, maybe this could be something interesting to talk about. Now, as you guys know, the Denver Nuggets about a week or so ago found themselves in a tight squeeze. They had dropped the first two games on their home court as the reigning defending champs, and a lot of people started to write them off. A lot of people said that the series was over, and I refused to comment on it at the time because I wanted to see how they would respond on the road. Then they go to Minnesota and they were able to capture game 3. I was like, okay, job isn't done, but let's see if they can tie the series. Then they go back to Minnesota and then they tie the series 2-2. And then you can start to see the momentum shift. You can start to see opinions beginning to shift, because before that, people were saying that they were done, and we were running polls about this. Then after that, all of a sudden, people started thinking, okay, there's hope. Then they go home for game 5. And Nikola Jokic puts up a game where he scores 40 points with 7 rebounds, 13 assists, I think 1 block, 0 turnovers on 68.2% shooting. And at the end of that performance, the number one storyline, at least you would have thought the number one storyline would have been, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. We need to spend the entirety of today's coverage talking about him. But instead, the number one talking point after the Denver Nuggets were able to secure that victory, the number one talking point was how bad of a job Rudy Gobert did on Nikola Jokic. That has been the number one talking point on ESPN and every other major sports media platform. And I think that's a damn shame. A bloody shame, if we're being honest. How can we just sit back and witness a performance of that caliber, and at the end of it, we're going to sit up here and analyze why Rudy Gobert, the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, wasn't able to stop Nikola Jokic? Why is that the thought process? Why aren't we reflecting and admiring and analyzing the excellent performance of Nikola Jokic? Why isn't that the case? If Anthony Edwards was the one that had that, everybody would be up here twerking it up all over the place, knocking over cups, hollering and screaming all over the place, talking about we just seen Michael Jordan walking down the hallway. Or had it been LeBron James, they would have said he's Michael. They would have said he's better than Michael Jordan. Had it been another player, that would have been saying this. But when it comes to the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, it's something that Rudy Gobert did. I have to ask the question, okay, so who would be able to guard Nikola Jokic on single coverage? Who? Because they didn't double team. So who would be the person? You want to put Cat on him? You want to put Cat on him? So going into the playoffs, going into this series, that was a defensive strategy. Let's put Cat on him. Is that what we want to do? So name the player. Who's going to be able to stop him? Draymond Green? Are you joking? Who else? Bam Adebayo? Or Anthony Davis? The fact of the matter is there's no one that could bother him. No one. And when the Lakers were able to beat the Denver Nuggets in the bubble in 2020, what actually happened was the Lakers needed 3 7-footers. 3 to slow down Nikola Jokic. Who are the 3? Dwight Howard, who's a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, who I think is a better defender than Rudy Gobert anyway. You had Anthony Davis, who was younger, who I think should have won Defensive Player of the Year that year. You had JaVale McGee. You had 3 7-footers that they constantly threw at him to give him different looks. And I don't know if at some points maybe they had Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis on the court at the same time. I don't know. But that's how they were able to bother him. But that was a very, very unique circumstance. Very, very unique. But the fact of the matter is there's nobody to guard him. So why are we spending all of this time talking about Nikola? Okay, who else do you have? You think it's going to be Cat? And what, Rudy Gobert going to be the help defender? So that's going to... So if it were that simple, why didn't the Minnesota Timberwolves do it? It's like we're looking for every excuse in the book to say, oh, this happened, but it really wasn't that impressive. It happened. Yeah, I know it happened, but it really wasn't that impressive. My question is, when are you going to stop hating on this dude, man? Y'all been hating on Nikola Jokic for a very, very, very long time. And he's one of those players that when you hate on him, he ends up embarrassing you. So my thing is, find somebody new to hate on. No, for real. There's so many players in the NBA. There are 449 other players. Go hate on them. But the entire coverage has been, oh, what Rudy Gobert did wrong and what this guy did wrong. I'm like, are you kidding me? Of everything that we saw, this is how we're covering this story? This is the way that this story is going to be covered? This is one of the reasons I want the Denver Nuggets to win. And I hope Nikola Jokic keeps winning more regular season MVPs. I really do. I feel the exact same way about Nikola Jokic when I felt the same way I felt with Russell Westbrook when everybody was piling on him. It's like I got to the point like you just want to see the guy do good because the hating is too much. But the coverage of Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets has been a joke, and people wonder why. Seriously, they wonder why Mike Malone is always taking shots at players and media. They wonder why. Last year they won the championship. They spent the entire summer talking about the Lakers. Quite literally. And he was doing all of the things like, oh, we just won the championship. Hello. So what's going to happen? They're going to win 2 championships in a row. And what are y'all going to be talking about what the Birds were doing this morning? At Bryant Park or whatever the hell it was. Like, come on. Like, it's a damn shame. And I just hope they continue to win. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we definitely, and also, given the fact that we have game 6, that's right. Given the fact that we have game 6 tonight, what I want to know from the audience is the following. Number 1, do you think that Minnesota is going to be able to tie this series? Or do you think the Denver Nuggets are going to be able to, take control of this series and actually win it and go to the Western Conference? I want to know what you guys think about that. Be sure to leave your predictions in the comment section. And once again, thank you guys for watching the show, and we definitely catch you guys on the next show. Peace.